Yo, what is going on, Guardians? Elite DJ from Big Edge Gamers right here, and today we do something a little bit different. As you can see, I've started the video a little bit differently for my race to the top 10, episode 4, race to the top 10K, I should say. Just because I realised, like, the last few videos I made, they come to like half an hour. The games are intense, you know, we can go 4-1 down, bring it back, amazing comeback, it's great, but it's a long thing to watch. So what I thought I'd do is just something a little bit different. I've just put one game in the background. I'm just going to talk over this as we go. But yeah, so I'm just going to give some tips, talk about ELO, talk about what it's all about, because some people in the comments have been asking. And even now I still meet people who are like, oh, what's ELO, what's going on, and, you know, how do you improve it, how does it work? So I'm going to give my best description of that, and then we'll go from there. But at the moment, got to give you my update. So as of, what we're on, 7:30 English time, probably won't have another run this week. I am at 1715 ELO rating with a rank of 11,779 in the world. That'll change ever so slightly as some people do keep doing trials and it moves you about, but my ELO rating will stay the same. It's just the position that might change a little bit. Now, I'm getting towards that top 10k. I've gone into the diamond rating, which is fantastic. And I want to talk about the trials. So, you know, first things first, it's about finding a group. It's about finding a group that you connect well with. A good communicating group. A group that's happy to talk as you're going through, not about obviously stuff going on in the world, but just a team that, you know, you could talk to them, good call-outs, they know the map, you know the map. A good sign of a good team member is when you say, oh, he's over by the thing, and everyone seems to know what you're talking about. So, for example, this week it was, what is it, Exodus Blue? Is that on that map? And you've got, you know, inside middle, inside heavy, you know, far heavy, underneath, you know, these are some of the call-outs I was using, the train. And not everyone will use them call-outs, but it's something that me and the teams that I've been playing with this weekend, that's what we've used. So, you know, it's all about finding a good group who are willing, on a good time with you, looking at, say, I'm English, or, you know, English players is ideal, because if I play with Americans, it could be quite time different issues. But to be fair, I do play with an American on Big Sesh Gamers, but we seem to work around it, and it's pretty sweet. So, ELO, what is it all about? Now, you always start with a base. If you were brand new to trials, you would start with a base ELO rating of 1,200. That is what would happen. So you buy the game and you go into trials, 1,200 ELO. And what happens is, it's essentially a ranking based system. Now, if you want to check out your own ELO score, a lot of people don't know, so I'll put the link on the screen now. It's destinytrialsreport.com, and it's very simple. You type in your username, or the username of your opponent, and it'll search them pretty quick. Gives you some stats, you know, last 20 games, win-loss, percentages, ELO rating, how many times have been flawless, etc. So you start off with 1,200. So, for example, let's say I'm 1,700, call it 1,700 at the moment. So if I was to play some crazy YouTubers at, you know, 2,200 ELO ranked in the top 10 in the world, and I was to beat them, then my ELO would go up. I don't know about how many, I don't know the formula for it, but it would go up quite a bit. I think the highest I've ever gone up was when I beat Primal's clan, and I think I shot up 17 ELO positions, because at the time I was about 1550 ELO, and they were 2,100. So that was just insane. And the idea is that if you play a team with less ELO than you and lose, yours will drop significantly, because you are expected to beat them. It's a game of, it's all about its skill level, your true skill level. So if you play against a team that is ELO ratingly worse than you, and lose, then you will go down. But that's also the same, which people don't seem to be aware of. If you to play a team worse than you, ELO ranking wise, and you were to have a poor KD, let's say, well, we call it a negative KD, but, you know, a point something KD, you would also go down, because you're expected to have a positive KD over 1 with a team that you're technically better than. Otherwise, your true skill is not there. And I think, I'm not 100% certain on this. I've not found anything that would suggest either way. But games in the past I've played top 200 players or so, and I've came out of, let's say, 6 kills, 5 deaths, so just over a 1.0 KD, and my teammates have had a less than 1 KD, then I found that I still go up because my skill level, I'm outperforming some on the other team. You know, I'm getting a positive KD. So the idea is, if you go up against people like that, then that's how your skill level goes up and down, and it's just something to be aware of. So some people could play 9 games in a row and win them all, but the ELO won't really move because the people they're playing, they might not be fantastic. A quick example of this is I was on a 1717 ELO, 1717. I played a game, I just wasn't in the zone, I lost it, and I went down to 1706. And then I played 5 games, and I went up to 1715. There was a couple of people above me, so that's probably why it's gone up. A way to improve your ELO would probably be, what some people do is they play the first 5 games with no boons. So they're literally playing people around the 1000 ELO mark or the 1200 ELO mark. Play the first 5 and don't bother about going flawless. Reset your card, keep doing that, because you're going up against people who are either repeating that same thing, because it's very rare that you're going to go against an amazing team straight away. I don't think I've really ever come across a team that was just an amazing team first time around. So that's just something to bear in mind if you want to boost up your ELO, because people are getting very snobby. I mean, I'll admit I'm a Destiny snob at the moment, and I think that's something you might want to look into doing, if boosting up your ELO, because people are posting on LFG now, all of the forums, you've got to have a certain ELO. Some people are willing to carry, but I've noticed an influx of follow my Twitch and follow me on Instagram, and I'll put you into a raffle to see if I'll carry, and all this kind of stuff. So I think just work on your own ELO. I did it in the past. I think I remember being about 1400, played with people around 1400, but my skill level up a little bit, 1500 and so on, and you just keep working your way through. And you make friends with people on the way, and they're doing the same stuff, and then you get a nice base of friends that are just willing to play, and they know your skill level, and they know you'll do that. So that's a good way to build up your ELO. I would definitely check other people's ELO. When people post, I mean, there's a person posted yesterday, and he posted last week, I remember, because I invited him to the chat. I won't say his name, but this guy posts, and he says he's a 1750 ELO every week with a 1.9 KD. Now, if I was lazy and I didn't really want to check, I could invite him in. So I invited him in, and then I checked his ELO when he was in there. I just started rambling a bit. Checked his ELO, and he was about 1200 with a 0.8 KD, never been flawless. So just be aware, it's worth using the website to check out who you're inviting in. Don't get greedy. If you're a 1200 ELO, don't go asking for, say, 1400, 1500. I mean, let's be respectful. I try and go around the 1800 to 1600 region now that I'm 1700. I try and ask for 1600 to 1800. I think it's a bit greedy if I ask for 1900, 2000 ELO, because that's not my skill level at the moment. So I try and ask around 16 to 18. And some people are bothered about KDs, which is great, but personally I know from past experience when I first started, I wasn't even into Crucible, and I started playing Trials, and from there I went from PvE to Trials, and I was just getting battered. I was poor. I mean, it took me a while to get my KD back to 1. I remember it being at 0.9 and just trying really hard and go floors, and I'm pulling it back up. I've gone from 1.01 to I've gone to 1.1 now. So the KD's on its way up, but because I've played for so long and had so many deaths and so many kills, it's much harder to get my KD back up, but it happens. So work on your ELOs, work on your KDs, and it's all good. I mentioned about don't be greedy with what you're asking for in LFG. Also, be quite chilled. Don't get too stressed. Don't nag people if they don't want to play. Yeah, like I've said, be respectful. If people aren't too bothered, then they're not too bothered. Find someone else. Don't rush it. Don't take the first person that does invite you. Check them out and go from there. Really have fun with it. And the last thing I say is just communicate well. If you're gonna jump into a team, don't be silent. Don't be running off doing your own thing. I think Trials is a massive team game. That's why I love doing Trials, because it's such a team game, and it's real important to communicate. If I go down, you may see it on some of the videos, if I go down, I'm calling out everything I can see. There's a guy by train, there's a guy running underneath, you can get my res, I'm open, or I'm going to be res snipe, you're going to have to push me. I'm constantly communicating. It's a big thing that has to be done, so big communication. Don't be silent. don't be trying to be, you know, I'm too cool for this, because that's what people get frustrated about, I think. I mean, yeah, if you've got, say, 3 people with 2,000 ELO rating, you've probably got the skill to just play silently and just kill people, that's fine. But if you're working your way up like myself, I think you've got to communicate to your team members, communicate to each other what's going on, where you're going to go, where we're going to attack from, take charge, but we're willing to follow, and it's all good. So, yeah, there's a little bit of advice, a little bit of recommendations for trials, a few things there. Hopefully it's helped a little bit. I've just tried to have a little chat with you, something a bit different, because I've not had a proper chat, I suppose, for a while. And yeah, just keep going at it. You know, I hope the ELOs go up. You keep posting yourselves, keep trying. A recommendation as well, just thinking about it, Mondays, you know, all the hardcore trials people, they like to do it on a Friday, get the stats up, get the videos uploaded like YouTubers and things. And, you know, Monday, I call it Monday night, but if you're in America, obviously it's, I suppose it's afternoon. But Mondays, you know, it dies down a little bit. I mean, my 9-0 game today, the final day, we had an average ELO rating of 1300, and that was my 9-0 game. So it was interesting, but it's just another tip. Maybe try it on a Monday night. Maybe not dive straight in on a Friday. Maybe do some elimination with some friends, get trained up, or, you know, find some mates, make some mates, and go from there. But yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've enjoyed the chat. And yes, until the next one. Peace.